somebody, and welcome back to Shaved In Devotions. Good to see you all today. I'm excited to be here. We're going to be shaving this morning with a razor that I put together. It's not an expensive razor. As a matter of fact, it's one of those just cheap brands that I have honed and sharpened, and man, is that thing, is it sharp. I put my own set of scales on it, and we're going to be shaving today with the Art of Shaving sandalwood soap. Love that scent. And I got my brush all soaked up here in my mug, and it's nice and hot. And we're going to get right at this thing. It's good to see you all today. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and watching it. You know, as I went out and got the mail yesterday, in the mail was a letter that had come to us, and it was just absolutely crushed, like it was crinkled up. It was crushed, and I thought, my, oh my, what happened to this thing on the way here, and how did it ever make it here in this kind of shape? And you know, maybe something like that's come to you in the mail, just gotten crushed or whatever, but it arrived, and it was here, and that got me thinking about a couple of things, and I want to talk about you today. I thought about this letter and its journey, and it arrived, and it's here, and we got what was inside of it. So think about that for just a moment. I was kind of just reflecting on what that meant. You know, in Romans chapter 5, there's a scripture that says, we also rejoice in our sufferings, because we know that sufferings produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character hope. I don't know about you, but I'm not one of those people that usually rejoice when I'm suffering or having a hard time. But I thought about this letter and its journey here, and the ability to stay with it. You know, that's a key, right? The ability to stay with it. You know, do we have it? The ability to stay, the ability to continue. I know I have a tough time sticking to something when I'm going through tough times. Maybe you're just like me. You have a struggle, tough time sticking with it. I mean, it's easier to quit than it is to continue, isn't it? It always is. And sometimes for all of us, that's the only option we can see, we can fathom, is just, let's just give up. Let's just quit. And too often I give up because I'm frustrated, or I give up because I'm tired, not reaching the goals. We all got goals in life. We all got things we want to achieve. And let's just face it, sometimes we get roughed up along the way, get crushed and crumbled. So it's much easier to give up when we're going through hardships, you know, than it is to continue. Oftentimes, going through hardship makes us forget about the destination, the goal, what we had originally planned, what we originally wanted. Our frustration blinds us to the fact that we had some place we wanted to be, we had something we wanted to achieve, we had something we wanted to do, right? So we get tired, we get frustrated, get stressed out. We think, why bother? Why am I doing this? What's the point? You know, it's too much struggle, too much work, too much effort. And then we want to find things to blame because we quit. We don't make it to the journey, and we want to find something or someone else or some excuse why we didn't make it to the journey. One time I bought this shelf for my wife. You know how you go to these box stores and you buy these shelves and they come with all these instructions, and man, you open this thing up and it's got all these millions and millions and millions of pieces, and you know, all these confusing instructions, and some of it's written in a language you know, and some of it's written in a language you don't know, and man, all kind of things. You get done with it, you got all these missing parts that should go someplace, and you got all these extra parts that don't seem like they go anywhere. It's just frustrating, right? You bought one of those things? Just absolutely frustrating. You just want to give up. You think, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Not even worth it. You know, in that project for my wife, that's the way I was about halfway through. What is the point in this? So frustrated. Not at her. She's a wonderful woman. I never get frustrated at her. She never gets frustrated at me either. That's for another devotion, though. Got frustrated about halfway through that project. Wanted to quit. Matter of fact, I did walk away from it for a few minutes. Nothing seemed to fit correctly. Nothing seemed to be going right. You know, everything seemed to be going wrong. And the more I read the instructions, the more vague the instructions seemed, right? It's frustrating. Felt like nothing was working, so I wanted to stick that thing back in the box. Take it back to the store. But I didn't. Carried on. Took me a couple hours. Finally got that thing figured out, put back together. And it turned out to be a pretty nice little shelf. She quite enjoyed it. It was going in her closet for her to use as a vanity, and it was a surprise for her. She got home and really enjoyed it. And I was excited about the effort afterwards that I had finished when I saw her reaction to it, you know. I was excited that I didn't quit on it. And that's the key, right? Hours later, I had this nice thing put together that she uses now on a daily basis because I didn't quit. You know what? Here's the truth of the matter. Sometimes you and I, we have to drive down rough roads filled with a whole bunch of potholes. In order to arrive where we want to be, sometimes we got to go through those times when we get crushed. In order to arrive where we want to be. But you're never going to arrive if you quit. You know what? It's up to us to make the journey worthwhile, isn't it? I was thinking about that letter when I talked to you about it in the beginning. It's crushed, crumbled, all of that. But it got here. Let me tell you why it got here. postage stamp. That's what I got here. It had an ability to stick on that letter and not let go. No matter what it and the letter were going through, it stayed on the letter. It didn't let go. And because it refused to let go, because it had the ability to stay through the whole journey, it arrived at its destination. Let me encourage you today. God's got a destination for you. He's got a great place for you. Along the way, between here and there, you're going to go through some potholes. You're going to go through some times where you're going to get crushed. If you don't have the ability to stay the journey, you're never going to arrive at the destination. Let me encourage you today. Let your struggles and your sufferings produce perseverance, not complaining. Because perseverance will produce hope. Hope will produce character. And that's what we're after. That's what we're looking for. That's our journey. It's a journey of perseverance, the ability to stay. Man, I hope you like this Shaved In devotion today. Thanks for joining me. Remember, subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends all about it. And thanks for watching. Again, guys, stop shaving with your wife's razor. Get yourself a straight razor. Yeah, a straight razor. God bless. Have a good day.